In January 2008, eCademy subject matter experts Thomas and Penny Power had their knowledge productized for global release. The video you're about to watch is the result of that process. To find out how to create your own line of knowledge products for global monetization, or to view videos from other knowledge experts, visit www.productizeyourself.com.
Now the next area is this area that I've already sort of touched on, which is about you as a person. Do people want to know you? Okay. Are you the sort of person that people want to be with? A great speaker once talked about being a drain or a radiator. I love this. You know, are you a drain where people just sort of fall down into a drain when they're with you, or are you a radiator? Do you light them up? Do you heat them up when they're with you? And in life, you want to spend as much time as you can with radiators. If there are people around you that are tiring you out, negative about what you're doing, you want to reduce, you want to create some form of sheen around you so that you don't get affected by that, but you also want to reduce the amount of time you spend with them. And so I would say in the network, don't network with people that are drains. You know, network with energy-giving, positive people that want to help you. Doesn't mean to say they won't sort of give you constructive criticism about your business, because a lot of people will, you know, if you ask for it, people will give you a lot of advice about how you're communicating it, the branding of it, you know, loads of skills inside here. If you ask for it, you'll get advice about what you're doing. But you want to be spending people that are positive. And that means you as well. You know, how positive are you as a person? How happy are you as a person? When people are with you, do they feel that you are happy? Do they feel that you're enjoying what you're doing? It doesn't mean to say we go around with this fake smiles, because another thing I like about people, and one of the things I find most attractive about people, is when they share their vulnerabilities. Because vulnerabilities gives you an opportunity to actually help them. And helping people is the most wonderful feeling in the world. Imagine you've spent 2 weeks and you haven't got a sale, okay? You know you're good, you know you're brilliant, but something's happened, you've not actually got a sale. And at the moment you value yourself on how much pounds have you got in your purse or your wallet. But imagine if you've got a network that's written to you and said, Colin, that advice you gave me last week, when you gave me that time over that one-to-one, has made the most phenomenal difference to my life. I think you're a brilliant person. That raises your self-esteem. So, you know, I always used to think when I was younger in life, when I found a few things tough, I'd want to go out and do a favour for someone. Because as soon as you do something for someone, it elevates you. They always say there's no such thing as an unselfish act. It's true. Doing things for people is fantastic. So equally, it's lovely if you show a bit of vulnerability and say you need some help. And you can either go into mastermind groups or join Black Star, where we have this more formally, where there's an intimacy. And you can actually almost create non-exec directors around you, that you feel you can share your vulnerabilities. You can say, I'm stuck on this, because there isn't one business person in eCademy that knows everything about business, because they'd have to be a corporation. They'd have to employ lawyers, they'd have to employ huge tax accountants. That, you know, it's not possible. So going out and saying, you know, I need a little bit of help with this is fantastic. So being attractive is very important in this network, and I've seen this happen. You see someone come in, and if you say you were on a chart here, a graph, okay, you've got the axis. I won't say which is Y and which is X, because I said I wasn't very academic. Okay, and when you're attractive, you know, you're across here. You're just nice and balanced, straight line, fantastic. People like you. What some people can do is they can go into ego state. They go way above the line. So they come in and they act like a multimillionaire, and I don't need any help, I'm fantastic, and oh, everything's wonderful. And you either think, well, that guy's a bit of a... Or you think, well, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to help that person. But, you know, I'm such a small person compared to this amazing person. And they're using ego, and actually that's putting people off. Equally, you can get people who have come out of a corporate. They're finding it hard. And sadly, they can go below the line into a defensive, bitter, angry state. And you notice that. I notice it sometimes. There's blogs that can happen when you see somebody commenting on someone's blogs, and they're commenting in an angry way. And you think, well, that person's got some real issues here. You know, and it's a real shame when you see that. But, you know, what we can do is we can put out a hand and try and help these people get back up to the right state of mind. So if you're in a network where vulnerability is actually attractive, it's fantastic, because you don't have to pretend anymore. Now the critical thing of that is you're starting a business and you know that there are steps up the mountain that you need to climb to get to where you want to. And you might get here in 5 years, you might get here in 6 months. I don't know what the journey will be to get you to here. But if you already pretend you're here, how can you ever get there? Because nobody's going to be, the universe is not going to be helping you to get there. Because nobody's going to know that you need to get there because they think you're already there. And your network is people who can help you get to each step along the way. And you'll get there, and you'll get there faster, and you'll get there a lot happier. And you'll get there with a lot more intelligence and understanding about what your business is. So, think about your zone of attraction, your behavior, the way you're networking with people, the way you answer someone when they send you a message. Say someone does send you a message that's spamming. You get a message and it looks like spam. When I get those, I write back to them and say, you've obviously got a really interesting product, but, I'd really like to help you understand how to, don't do it in a patronising way, but just help them to understand, build a friendship with them. Those are the people that will have most to thank you for. And, Ecademy has been built by Thomas and I and Glenn by helping the people who need the most help often. And they're the ones that actually have so much to give to the network because they've had the greatest learning. Yeah. So, think about this. Think about where you are in the network, where your expertise fits, how you're going to communicate it, and be real. And know that you cannot get to here if you already pretend you're already there. You can't. And it's so nice once you stop pretending, because life's so easy once you can just be real. And you can just talk about your life as real. And that's when you stop seeing the network as just somewhere to develop your business for money. Developing business isn't just about getting an order. Developing business is about getting better at what you do, building the business, finding people that help you with your wax, all these other aspects I've talked about. And you'll get there, and you'll get there with a great network behind you. And your network is your insurance policy against anything else. Look what happened to Thomas and I back in 2000. That could have been any business, but fortunately, because we had a network, we got through it, and nobody knows what's around the corner.